Welcome back to the Vertz podcast, brought to you from the MMG bus, powered by Moss Marketing Group. We're going to jump right into it this week, recapping week 1 of the NFL with a new segment called the 60-second sound off. Adam, you got 60 seconds. You're on the clock.
Man, I'm just so happy that order has been restored. The New England Patriots are back in first place of the AFC East.
We are officially 9 seconds in.
And the New York Jets, for all my Jets fans out there, are back in last place of the AFC East. How about my New England Patriots coming for a 10-point underdog and winning straight up in Cincinnati? I don't want to say it was because the Patriots were really good. I think it was more that the Bengals were really bad. We've talked about so far this year that we want the Patriots, or I want the Patriots to tank this year and, lose as many games as possible because, we're just looking for draft picks and we can't even do that right. You know what I mean? Like, we have an opportunity to just lay over, right? Give Cincinnati a win beginning of the year. We can't even do it. It's like, God dang it. But it's nice to see them in first place back in the AFC East, even though it's probably not going to last for much longer.
60 seconds.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if order has been restored in the AFC East, but you guys have 1 week to live it up, so enjoy it while it lasts. Not going to last.
I am. That's okay.
The Jets, on the other hand, though, I think you got to hit the panic button. Darby, 60 seconds. Let's hear what you got to say.
All right, I'm going to start off with a hot take. Logan's going to eat his words, I think, throughout the season. Caleb Williams, trash.
Trash.
He was 14 for 29 with.
But I said that Caleb Williams was going to be trash, and now I can stick with that.
Yeah, but you changed your mind again after preseason, remember?
You did. I might be eating my words.
We have the receipts.
For 93 yards, the Bears did win, however, 24-17.
No, Will Levis won the game for the Bears.
That is correct.
That was
Will
a
Levis
great
won the
pass to
game.
the defender there.
We thought their offense was going to be somewhat good. DJ Moore only had 36 receiving yards. Roma Dunze just sprained MCL. He's week to week now, so I don't think the Bears are going to be doing too hot for the rest of the year. Hopefully, Caleb Williams can somewhat turn around because I don't think 14 for 29 and 93 yards is going to get it done.
No, you don't think that's good enough to win games in the NFL?
I do not think that is good enough, Adam.
He's a game manager.
I do
right?
not think that's going to win.
Game manager, right?
So how many games are they going to win?
Oh, man. We'll go 7. 7 games, maybe.
6 more.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 more wins.
All right. Yeah. We all get to jump back on the Bears suck bandwagon.
The Bears.
It feels good to be
It's every year. We get that bandwagon every year.
Feels good to be back on that bandwagon.
Yeah, it always feels good.
Yep.
All right, my 60-second sound off is going to be an absolute rant, and I can't even wait until the end of this episode. I'm jumping right in with the CTE case of the week. It's not Drew Barrymore. It's not Matthew Berry of fantasy football. It is Andrew Berry, the GM for the Cleveland Browns, for this deal with Deshaun Watson, bringing him to Cleveland.
Watson. Yeah.
Giving Houston Tank Dell, what'd you say, Will Anderson as well. $127 million in dead cap hit if they get rid of him next year.
172, sir.
172. I'm dyslexic, not really. But he has to be this week's CTE case of the week. Deshaun Watson should not be on an NFL roster, let alone starting at quarterback. The Browns have to consider Jameis as their starting quarterback going forward this year. It's time to make a move and try to eat some W's, as Darby is referring to here. That's my rant of the week, and that's our CTE case of the week.
Hey, you missed the fact that he's getting sued again.
It's back. It's back, baby.
Back again.
When I saw the notification pop up, I was like, oh my God, it happened again. Like, I legit thought that it was like a new thing recently, but it is from the same time period.
But it's a different person?
I don't know. Is it Adam?
No, it's somebody different. Yeah, it's somebody different. Yeah. Just to recap, the picks that were given up, a 2022, a 2023, a 2024 first-round pick, along with a 2023 third-rounder and fourth-rounder in 2022 and 2024, as well as a 2025 second-round pick. Damn.
CTE case of the week. And he's still their GM.
Yes.
So it could go down as one of the worst moves by a GM in history.
But wait, there's more, because they just signed Kadarius Toney to their practice squad. So
Oh boy.
the Browns are the gift that just keeps on giving right now.
Clap for that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Chiefs fans and Giants fans are just glad it's not us.
Well, that's typically what Kadarius Toney's hands look like when you throw him the ball. Is just a whole lot of this. Just there's no ball there at the end of it. So
Deshaun's not going to be able to get him the ball anyways. It doesn't really matter. Did
well,
you see those ducks he was throwing? Oof.
I'm worried about him like ducking charges at the moment.
That's
So
good.
let's not worry about the ducks he's throwing on the field.
All right, Dalton, you got 60 seconds. You're on the clock.
What the hell happened to the Jets defense? That's all we were hearing. Jets defense going to be good. Going to be good. Christian McCaffrey's out. That sucked for me and my fantasy team because definitely lost me the game, but they couldn't even stop a second-string running back. I mean, the only time they could stop him was in the red zone, and the 49ers kind of shit down their leg. But
They allowed the second most rushing yards of the week.
it
To
was,
a second to
They weren't
Jordan
there.
Mason, a second string running back.
They
Looked
said
terrible.
they said Jordan Mason had carried the ball that many times since his senior year of high school.
Yeah, high school. Not even in college. Aaron Rodgers didn't look very sharp. He was missing throws. They couldn't move the ball.
He looks
Yeah.
about what you would think a 47-year-old quarterback would look like
Yeah,
in the
just
NFL.
about. He was running around, getting hit a little bit. You know, what the hell happened to the Jets defense? That's what I got to ask.
That's a great question. I think we're going to be asking ourselves that all week until we see him again. Who do they got this week?
They
The
have-
Jets?
Yeah.
I think it's Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think so too.
Jacksonville didn't look bad. They,
Nope.
didn't, they didn't look great,
They
but they
probably
didn't
should
look
have
bad.
won. Probably should have won.
No,
Jet-
they
Jets
play
got
the
the Titans.
Titans.
Titans, that's right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They are
Will
favored.
Levis will give them that game.
They're favored.
It's okay. So, great question. Agree with you, Dalton.
And on the back end of that, though, McCaffrey, I just got a notification that said Achilles or calf. Which one is it? So that could be looking bad for the 49ers. It's
But hey,
is it though? They won without him.
Their backup
Jordan
looked
Mason
great.
he's the
great.
best running back in the league. I mean, you could argue best player in the league.
Is he?
He might not
Is
get
he
his
though?
job
'Cause your
back.
Might be.
backup can come in there.
He might
and-
not get his
I
job
mean,
back.
hey,
You never
Yeah,
know.
is it
Hey,
just
it's-
the
what's wrong with the
offensive
Jets defense? That's what it is, man.
No,
So
it's
we'll
the
see.
49ers offensive line as well. Like if
They hadn't
anybody
even
can go in there
practicing
and run the
together.
ball right behind them,
Yeah,
and
they
that's
hadn't
just
been
a tribute to the
practicing
line.
together.
Is that the take of the week? Is Christian McCaffrey?
CMC?
Cashry.
Yeah.
Is CMC
He's
a
getting
fraud?
a lot of cash.
He should be
Fraud
McCaffrey. Bag
Fraud alert.
secured.
CMC is a
No,
fraud.
He's had the most yards from scrimmage since he's joined the 49ers in the whole league. So I don't know if we can go that far right now.
No, I think we can start arguing that the same thing we say about Brock Purdy, that he's just a product of the system. That's CMC too.
CMC
Yep.
is a fraud.
Uh,
Main takeaway.
I'm gonna
That's what Dalton just said.
disagree with
Dalton
that
just said
because he was still
CMC is a fraud.
he was still the
Dumb.
best running back
Also,
on the
timeout.
fucking Panthers.
I want to
Come
call
on
a
now.
timeout here, Dalton. Your
Through the
first
flag.
3 picks in fantasy football
here
scored
we go.
4.6 points.
Woo!
You want to talk about that?
That's a flag.
A
That's
flag on your
me.
drafting?
On
That's
me.
terrible.
Hey, you know,
Self-imposed flag.
CMC, that scratch hurt me. You know, I pretty much was projected to win with him and Purdy. That didn't happen. Probably still wouldn't have because Purdy scored 10 points and couldn't find the end zone hardly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What did Chris Olave and Drake London do?
4.6 points.
Yeah.
4.6.
And the Saints
Hey,
won by
we
the
only-
most amount of points the
only
Saints
up
will
from
win
here.
by this year.
It's only up from here. Come on now. We got to
Those sound like fraudulent
I
charges.
don't know if it is for the Saints. The Saints had probably their best game of the year
Oh, yeah, they're not going to
until they play the Panthers again.
That's okay if they don't, as long as my player does. That's all I give a
That's
shit
how
about.
fantasy football does
I mean, you can be a shitty team and still put some points up. So
for sure.
I'm still
For sure.
Logan's got a lot of guys on shitty teams.
Yeah, I'm not. I really, honestly can't. I can only talk shit because I barely scored more points than you. So, Alex, both of your teams that you have claimed have already kind of been talked about. I feel like you're going to catch a lot of flack this week. JET at there was a plane crash,
Oh.
and then the Cleveland massage parlor.
You know.
Wait, no, the Browns. What you're on the clock? You got 60 seconds. Go ahead.
All right. Well, first off, my 60 seconds is not going to be spent defending the actions of a one Deshaun Watson. You got to separate the art from the artist here, and the art on the football field is what's going to be going on behind closed doors off the football field. So that we're going to set that matter aside. The Jets, the engines just need to get warmed up a little. In the famous words of Joe Burrow as well as Aaron Rodgers, relax.
Oh, so we're just the flight's delayed.
Flight's delayed. Engines got to warm up. Let's just deboard
Like-
the plane for a minute.
Oh, we're not.
Get
So
it
we're not even on the
figured out.
tarmac yet.
We're pissing people off. We're taking them off the plane.
Exactly. But you know what? The plane's going to get to its destination. We just got to warm up the plane. Maybe deboard, go get you a snack from your terminal.
And what-
Come on back in an hour.
what
we'll
is
be
that
ready to go.
Is
destination?
that a top 5 pick in the next year's draft destination? For the
No,
quarterback, or-
no. Listen, I know the Patriots want company, but the Jets won't be there.
Hey.
They won't be. They won't be in the front 5.
That's
What
in
is
first
important
place.
to discuss about in my 60-second sound off is the fact that if there's anyone who was drunk on the plane, it was this Cardinals-Bills game. Because there for a minute, it looked like the Cardinals actually had their shit together and were going to take down the Bills, which to me would have been phenomenal. Big Chiefs fan, seeing the Bills and Bengals go down week 1 as well as the Ravens. I mean, you're talking about 3 contenders all taking a nosedive to start the first week. Could be a great setup for the Chiefs. But in perfect Kyler Murray fashion, you know, his gaming console got unplugged and everything went to shit. Marvin Harrison Jr., one of the best products out
One
of the
target.
draft. What are we doing? He's like, hey, you know what
second
worked?
that.
You know what worked well in Atlanta when we didn't use any of our prime athletes the way that we should? Let's copy that model, bring in one of the top wide receivers in the draft, and use him as a distraction piece. Give him 1 target for 5 yards. What are we doing? And then you end up spoiling a lead. You lose week 1 when you could have come home with the dub. Hate to see it.
Mic drop.
That was a lot longer than 60 seconds.
Well, it's because I got
It's like
introduced to
120
2
seconds.
topics I had to rant on, as well as get to what I
Wow.
wanted to cover.
It's all right. We'll give you 120 seconds. Whatever. You know, this one time we'll let it slide.
When I'm the owner of the stopwatch, my stopwatch can run over.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Mostly
lot
because I
of
didn't
good
start the
stuff.
stopwatch.
What's
a,
that?
A lot of good stuff week 1 in the NFL.
I thought it was fun.
Surprising.
Yeah.
Defenses are fired up. It was the lowest offensive production in a few years in week 1. I think I saw something that there was 30-some passing touchdowns thrown in week 1 this year. Last year there was 40-some, and the year before that there was 50-some thrown in week 1. Patrick Mahomes threw 291 yards, and he sits at like 3rd or 4th in the league. Not a lot of production through the pass game on offense
No, it
in
was
week 1.
a lot of bad quarterback play. Like,
There-
you can tell that these guys aren't playing in the preseason because it's rusty, right? Like, I mean, just watching Aaron Rodgers throw last night. I mean, you could tell that the dude hasn't played.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Jalen
wasn't
Hurts'
sharp at
first
all.
2 drives too.
just bad,
You know,
just bad. Joe Burrow, terrible, right? You know, so it goes back to the preseason aspect of it. It's like, all right, so we only have 3 preseason games now, and nobody's playing. So what kind of product are we getting?
Yeah. Well, I think you also think about it too. Early in the season, it takes a lot longer for an offense to gel than it does for a defense when you're thinking about the complexities of what they're being asked to do and the schemes that they create. I think it's easier to come out strong as a defense than it is for an offense because not only do you have your job to do, but you have to have the timing correct. Right? I feel like there's so many ways for a defense to show up better prepared.
Yeah, but production is just, I mean, as Logan said, the production has been awful this past week compared to the last 2 years.
How many drives got derailed from the new penalty though? There was like 30-something illegal formation penalties with the new
Oh,
with
that
the
was
tackles.
terrible.
being
There was
off
Yeah,
there
the
were
terrible.
6
ball.
on the first drive.
I feel like that
for
was
the
derailing
Ravens.
some drives.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, you're
definitely
right.
didn't help.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we want to see more of the referees. So let's, you know,
Right.
let's add an obscure penalty in.
That and then the hip drop tackle, which I honestly didn't see many hip drop tackle
Right.
penalties. I know Josh Allen was complaining because he thought he got hip dropped, but he complains about everything. So
I think
But
that-
on the tackles too, though, I think the thing that was kind of weird. I think the reason why they were being lined up offside or offsides back, whatever, how they're lined up wrong, is simply because Lamar Jackson couldn't see where they were supposed to line up, just like he couldn't see the toe hit the line in the back of the end zone. So I think that's really where this all comes down to is Lamar Jackson just needs glasses or some kind of
Definitely.
surgery there because he also missed a guy wide open in the end zone that he could have hit. So
bro, he wasn't throwing the ball.
Hey,
to
he
him.
came out.
Yeah,
he
he
came out and
doesn't
said
wanna
it
throw
was
the
not
ball.
throwing the ball at that guy.
Yeah.
he doesn't want to throw the
He was
ball.
Well,
throwing
that's
the
because
ball
he
to
saw two
Rashad.
guys. He has double vision.
Oh,
He needs glasses.
That's a good point. He saw Rashad Bateman and thought it was Zay Flowers,
100%.
but then he realized that he had him switched.
Right.
Zay Flowers probably would have fumbled it anyway before he got in the
Oh,
end zone.
100%.
That's if he wasn't already. That's the reason he had to throw it to him when he was in the end zone so he couldn't fumble it.
L'Jarius
That's the one
Sneed
bad
has full-time residency in his head at this point.
Yeah.
The Darius team doesn't even play for
I was
the
gonna say,
Chiefs anymore.
even when he's not on the field.
Right. Terrified.
You could tell by his facial expressions. Did you guys see that smile through his helmet after Lamar missed him? I mean, that's enough to give me nightmares.
Well, Lamar didn't see the smile. Don't worry.
All right, that's enough on the NFL. College football, week 3 is coming up. Our weekly picks we're going to start making on here. To give you guys an update, currently the standings are Adam and Darby tied at 8-2
There you
up
go.
top.
That's what I like to see.
Logan at 7-3, Dalton at 6-4, and Alex
Doink.
at 3-7. So we're picking each week our lock of the week. It has to be including the spread with the team that's favored. Our underdog of the week, money line, and then 3 of the biggest games for the week. So this week we're going to start off with lock underdog, and then we're going to go through and pick Mizzou versus Boston College, one of the only ranked matchups, Arizona versus KSU, Kansas State, another ranked matchup, and then Colorado State. But before we get to picks, what do you guys have to say about college football from week 2, where we're going out into week 3?
It was another awesome week. I just
Is that because Kansas lost?
it was part of it.
Yeah.
Part of it. I won some money, so
Always good.
Money is nice.
made some good picks.
Love that.
Right, put some good bets in. I always like to see Notre Dame lose. It's always
Yeah.
fun. It's always fun. And so seeing these upsets and not having to worry about Kansas, being the number 1 ranked team in the country anymore is nice.
They
Right,
almost
we're not-
did it. They
no.
almost did it.
They were close. 7 more. They only needed 7 more wins. But yeah, we had some good games. The Penn State Bowling Green game was actually competitive, which scared me a little bit. But I don't know.
I
love
was
college
nervous
football.
for you watching that one.
Yeah, it was scary.
Yeah.
Because Bowling Green was on fire. We didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
The first half was crazy.
I mean, Tulane gave Kansas State a scare too.
Yep.
They wouldn't have thrown that interception late in the game, with a pick 6. They were about to tie up the game with a few minutes left and possibly send it into overtime. A lot of teams got put on upset alert. Some of them made it out of it. Some of them, that stinky team in Lawrence, Kansas, didn't. So I enjoyed it. Mizzou, did our job. The first team in FBS history, first ranked team in FBS history to hold a shutout in both of the first 2 weeks, and projected them up to number 6 in the rankings, which are way too early and don't matter at this point.
But who did Missouri play? Like Perkins School for the Blind or something? I mean,
The
come on.
Buffalo, not Bills.
That's right. That's
The
right.
Buffalo
The
Bulls.
Bulls.
The Bulls.
Bulls. Bulls.
And I mean, Buffalo's a respective contender in
Division 2.
FCS.
Hey, there will be no Division II slander on this bus.
Yeah, Bowling Green.
Simmer
we
down.
handled.
Hey, Bowling Green was undefeated coming into Penn State, man.
So was Buffalo.
Yeah.
Now they're not.
Nope.
So let's get into the picks.
Oh, wait, what about Texas destroying Michigan?
Texas is the
Yeah.
Texas
real deal.
looks
They're the real
good.
deal.
Real deal.
That was my lock of the week last week. I think multiple of us had them.
Yep.
And going into week 1, they already had lines on that game, and they were like 2.5, 3-point favorites. I was looking at that like, that is crazy. And it moved up to 7, 7.5 closer to kickoff, which was still way too low.
Yeah. So is Texas really that good, or is Michigan really? Are they a fraud?
I think
I
Texas,
think Texas
is
is
really
that good. They've been
Yeah.
scoring points all year. I mean, I think they're there to stay.
They kind of have a
It's
not quite 2019 LSU vibe, but they've got that same like mentality behind them, and quarterback play, defense is solid. I feel like they're going to be in the game with everybody they play, obviously, and I don't know.
They also have the Matthew McConaughey juice, which I think is an X factor that needs to be
Absolutely.
considered.
It's a real thing.
I mean, if you go on one team's sideline, they don't have Matthew McConaughey. You come to our sideline, hey, it's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
Our
Mr.
sideline. What are you
Mr. Cool.
talking about? Are you
Mr.
I'm
Cool
saying-
himself.
I
Oh, you
I'm
didn't-
putting myself on the team.
You know he's
Yeah.
a Texas fan.
I'm putting myself on the team for right now, and he comes over to me. He's like, "Hey, all right." I'm like, "Come on, you can't tell me you don't have a little more energy to go out there and make something happen."
Mr. Cool himself.
Tough
half the
to.
players don't even know that when he was cool. Doing Days to Confuse.
He's always cool.
No, but
Yeah.
half the players probably weren't even born when some of his movies came out.
That's not the point, though.
I know, but it's
They know he's that guy.
Yeah, Texas looked like the real deal. Ohio State handled business. Georgia handled business. Notre Dame did not. They dropped down. I feel like it was a pretty normal week. We've got a lot of teams handling business that we think are going to be good, and then there's a few surprises. So this week, picks. Adam, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, absolutely. So going for my lock of the week, we've got. I'm just riding the Georgia Bulldogs. We are. I say we. I'm not part of their team, but Georgia on FanDuel is minus 24.5 against Kentucky. At Kentucky, I see no reason why Georgia's just not going to blow them out. They are heads and tails better than pretty much every team in the country. And you can just see it. And they're putting on a clinic on what they're doing. Looking at underdog, I hate to do this to Coach Prime, but I might go with Colorado State. Minus 7.5. I mean, plus 7.5. I just don't like anything that Colorado's doing, right? What was it that you said, Darby, that Shedeur Sanders is calling out his O-line?
Calling out his O-line, saying that they haven't blocked for him. So
that sounds like a pretty good way to get sacked.
I was gonna say he's insane if he thinks he's getting blocked for this week. I mean,
Right.
And to,
there's no
and to
shot.
have that kind of conversation this early in the season.
It's week 2, buddy.
Right. Right. You're just starting this thing.
So I feel like our guy who didn't take the NIL money is going to show up finally,
Let's see it.
I mean,
This is
they
this week.
almost.
It's his.
It was a game last year.
Right. Yeah, that started it because Colorado barely won.
And,
They lost.
and Colorado State was talking all that smack the week before.
Yep.
Thank God this game starts at 6:30 this year, not
Instead of
freaking
11:30?
11 o'clock.
11:30.
Yeah. The sad thing is I probably won't watch a minute of it. But-
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I probably won't be able to watch much football this week. I got the classic fall Saturday wedding.
Ooh,
Oh, man.
I love it.
Oof. Okay.
I'll be checking in on the phone.
We've got we got BC, Missouri, right?
Yes, that's a morning game.
Morning game. Yep.
45.
I'm gonna go against the grain and take BC to win.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It's a homer pick.
that's fine.
It's a homer pick.
That's just it's an automatic Elfie right there. So
It's
I
fine.
don't care.
It's fine. I mean, I'm leading the group in picks right
Yeah.
now, so
You-
I'm
you
just
can
trying
lose.
to help you guys out a little bit, catch up, especially Alex, who's under 500.
Hey, I have a foolproof plan on how I'm going. I'm going to win every single one of these games this week. So whenever you're ready to hear the correct answers, I'll let you know.
Can't wait.
All right.
Can't wait.
Boston College. Yeah, that makes sense coming from you.
Yeah, it does. We'll take K-State over Arizona.
The Tulane scare didn't scare you off.
No, I think that was just a little bit of a
I think
wake-up call
K-State
for 'em.
plays a lot different at home as well.
Agreed. 100%.
Atmosphere's top tier.
Arizona, I mean, they're okay, but
then-
K-State's going to take care of business.
Then obviously you're taking Colorado State in that game if you're taking them as your underdog.
Yes, sir.
Georgia minus 24.5, Colorado State plus 230, Boston College, Kansas State, and Colorado State.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Alex, you want to get to yours since we're hearing all about this strategy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this research. I want to hear about the research.
Yeah.
This is it, guys. This is a foolproof plan, and I feel really good about it. So what I have discovered is that my research has led 2 weeks consistently into a bad place. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take action, because you know what? If you just let it keep happening, you're not gonna change the outcome. So what we're gonna do now is just go off knee-jerk reactions only. So I'm gonna skip the lock and underdog for now. MU versus Boston College. I remember I was in Boston once. I met a girl. She was really condescending, and part of her condescending conversation with me is that she was from Boston College, and she thought it was the coolest thing ever. So big time loss for Boston College, and I hope that girl stubs her toe. Just do not like that whatsoever. My friend Miguel, one of my best friends, I was best man at his wedding. Big K-State guy. Go Cats. Colorado State. Yeah, I was at Boulder. It was nice.
Was it the 13th of October?
It was not the 13th of October, but it is not a place I would want to spend my entire college career. So we're going Colorado State. Pulled up randomly. Where to go? We got to find it. Just games that are happening this week. So let's pull it up real quick. College games, week 3. We're going to pick my lock and my underdog off of
On
just
the spot.
on the
Okay.
spot, guys, because if we do research, it's not working.
Just doesn't work for you.
It's not working. So,
To all our podcast listeners, just remember, Alex is 3-7 with his picks.
and that's why
Yeah,
we're
this-
changing up. And that's why we're changing
This
up
might
our
be
process.
our first fade alert on the bus. You might not want to follow these
his
picks.
first
You
halftime
might want to
adjustment
fade
here.
these
What
picks.
you do with your own picks is your decision. All right, so then I'm just looking through these here now. Quick ones that jump out to me. Miami versus Cincinnati. That should be a really cool game.
That's Miami of Ohio.
Correct. They're 45 minutes from each other. Miami of Ohio versus Cincinnati, big time game. Who's the Cincinnati getting -3.5? We're gonna go Cincinnati there
Cincinnati -3.5 for the lock.
for the lock. We'll lock them in. It's an at Miami. They're going 45 minutes, guys. Not a true away game. Doesn't matter. And honestly, that campus super small. There's no home field advantage there. And now we're gonna go with my underdog of the week. Scrolling through here. Who do we see? Who do I hate? Who do I love? Who's that? Duke is favored over UConn?
This is basketball.
Yeah, it was 7.
Like
They play
whoa.
football? I didn't know that.
What? They have a football team? In what world? Okay. Sorry, guys. This is taking so long. I'm trying to find one that sticks out here. Wyoming versus BYU. Wyoming's an underdog at 10.5 points. I know the head basketball coach for Wyoming. Great dude. Sundance Wicks. Shout out to Sundance Wicks.
Hell of a
We're
name.
going.
Yeah,
Hell of a name.
Like, is he making this up right now?
I'm not making this up. That guy is actually known as the Juice Man himself. Big fan of his. Going Wyoming, -10.5.
The juice is going to
BYU.
get loose.
The
You
juice
just
is
get
going to
the
get
dub.
loose.
So you're taking Wyoming +310 as your underdog.
Go Wyoming.
All right, that was something.
And watch me go undefeated this week.
Researching
see.
in real time. They can
In
hear
real
it.
time.
Your process.
They
I
now
feel like they're all
know.
just-
Now they're like,
Justified
I get it
picks.
now. I get it.
They now know what not to do when sports betting. Darby, let's hear your picks.
All right, for my lock, I'm going to go I'm gonna take Adam's team here. I'm going to go Georgia over Kentucky.
Georgia.
I don't see any way that Georgia loses this game.
Go Dogs.
For my underdog, I'm gonna take UNLV over Kansas. Kansas didn't do a whole lot this past weekend. Like we said, they 7 games short of their 8-0 start. They're not going to be the number 1 team in the nation, obviously. So I'm going to take UNLV with the upset there. I'll take Mizzou over Boston College. I think Mizzou's pretty good. They're the real deal. Offense is pretty explosive. I will take K-State over Arizona. Like I said, in Manhattan. I think K-State's just a different team at home. The atmosphere there is top tier. And then I am going to take Colorado State over Colorado. Strictly based off of the Shadir Sanders comments. I don't think he's going to get blocked for at all. Yes, really. So I'm going to take Colorado State with the upset over Colorado.
Shiloh's out too for a few
right.
weeks at least.
Yep.
Avoided season-ending surgery though. Saw that today. All right, not bad, Dalton.
All right. My underdog, just to spite Alex, is Miami.
Oh,
Plus 140.
All right.
Plus 140. I had to change it for you, bud. No, I'm kidding. I had it the whole time.
You're big Ben
I-
Roethlisberger fan.
Oh,
I was
for
looking at
sure.
that
Big
one,
Ben.
too.
Yeah. Drafted him
You're a
every year
big
in
Josh
fantasy.
Allen fan, eh? I see Wyoming.
Yeah.
We can go all day long.
Lock. Mississippi State -11.5 at home against Toledo. Who the hell's Toledo? I don't know.
You're calling out a lot of Ohio teams.
Another
right now.
Ohio team.
I know. That's,
Yeah.
this whole state of Ohio is going to be out for
Northwest
me.
Ohio is loving this podcast right now.
Who is going to be favoring me as Mizzou fans because they're about to kill Boston College for sure. Sorry, Adam.
Whoa.
That's happening. I'm picking Colorado State. Just kind of going off Darby, like the Shadur Sanders thing. I just don't like the Buffaloes anymore. I used to. I don't like Colorado anymore.
Did you hop on the hype train at first, like
No,
when they got Dion?
I didn't.
I
no.
did.
No,
I
he was a
hopped
fan
on it.
before.
I'll
bro,
agree.
bro.
I was like, okay, Dion might do something with this team. You know, all the videos, we come and all that stuff. You know,
I didn't hop on it.
Dude,
I wanted to
So
Dalton
see.
was
you're
a fan.
anti-prime time?
He was a fan before Prime when they
No.
were like 0-13.
Oh.
Yeah,
jeez,
at least you could respect them just because they were the Buffaloes. You know,
the Buffs.
They
You
were the
respected
Buffs.
the no-win seasons.
I did.
You don't respect the 4-win.
I don't. I just don't.
seasons.
That's just that style of football. That hype is just not Colorado, in my opinion.
Should it be any
That's-
football?
Seems like
I think you could take
early
it to-
2000s Miami.
I was gonna say, I feel like
South
you could take it to
Florida type
Miami,
vibe.
Yeah.
South
Yeah.
Florida. Would
That's
be,
what it seems like. To
It'd
me.
be a huge
but-
vibe there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
new
look
music
good this year.
videos.
Yeah.
Miami does look good this year.
K-State. Going with them. I'd take them even if they were in Arizona. I think they have it.
Okay. Heard it here. Getting to mine. My lock is going to be the same team it was last week. Texas minus 35. I
Ooh.
honestly don't even. They're
Ooh.
playing the University of Texas San Antonio. It's at home for Texas, and they're going to cover it pretty easy because they're one of the best teams in the nation. So I'm just going to stay true with what I believe there. Underdog. Let's see here. I'm taking Tulane plus 425 against Oklahoma. Oklahoma hasn't looked great to me to start. I think it's something that they haven't quite figured out their identity, and they're very beatable. The Tulane defense appeared to be pretty tough against Kansas State. They almost beat them. And I think that right now, if Kansas State and Oklahoma played, especially in Manhattan, it would probably be a game that K-State comes out on top. So I'm giving Tulane a little bounce back game here, taking them plus 425. MIZ, baby. Let's go Tigers. They are going to win this one.
Easy.
They're going to roll them. No questions about it.
They cover, you think?
I'm on the fence on it.
Okay.
We ain't Florida
17.
State. Come on.
Do what?
I said we ain't Florida State.
Yeah, I don't know. The Boston College teams looked good. We were talking about Bill O'Brien, that quarterback that they've got. They look like they have something. I think they deserve to be ranked right now with the first few weeks that they've had. But I think they're going to be quickly right back out of that after they're done with Mizzou. So, flash in the pan. I'm taking Kansas State and Manhattan. I agree with you guys. I think they have too much firepower on offense. It's not going to happen every game, and you can't win every game by 50. So last week was, I don't think, something to be concerned about just yet. I'm going to be the lone bystander on the Colorado State game. I'm going to take Colorado, and I'm just going to do it really to be different from everybody else. I've got to make up ground somewhere here on you guys. I'm a game behind. So if I can get the Colorado pick to go my way and not your guys' way, perfect. I'm right up there.
Yeah, but
back in it.
when BC wins, it's gonna kind of negate that for you.
That's the same situation you're in with BC. So
I'm telling you, you don't realize how
If-
condescending that girl was to me. I feel like if you had heard the conversation that I had with her, you wouldn't pick Boston College.
I could probably understand
feel
her
like
point
my-
of view.
I feel like my rationale is sound.
I can understand it.
My
I
rationale
can
is
see
sound.
it.
I'll make a deal with you, Adam.
Yep.
If BC wins, I'll wear a Patriots jersey on the podcast next week. But if Mizzou wins, you're wearing a Patrick Mahomes jersey.
No, let's not get crazy. I don't
Come
feel
on.
that good about it.
That's
You
crazy.
picked them?
Yeah, no, but I'm just making a pick here. I'm not committing to wearing that garbage.
All
What
right.
would you commit to?
What if BC won?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I mean, I got to get better stakes, man. We're 16-point underdogs
You gonna put money on BC then?
to cover. Yeah,
You are?
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I know there's a casino like 5 minutes from here. We might as well just go play roulette.
What BC to cover 16.5 points?
Yeah.
We got it.
Okay. We'll see.
We will.
We'll see.
Let's go. Eagles.
All right. Well, we have made the picks for college. It'll be a fun week of watching. Good stuff to come. A lot of the Big Ten's off this week on bye.
Yep.
Not a lot of ranked matchups, but some good ones for local teams in the area. Big game for Kansas State. Obviously, a big game for Mizzou. I think they all are at this point. So, enough about college. Let's get back to the NFL.
Woo!
Week 2. It's here. Starts off in Miami on Thursday Night Football. The Bills at the Dolphins. Big division game already. And that's because I don't care what you say, Adam, the Patriots are not going to be in the picture in a few weeks. So these are the two teams that are going to be competing for the division win. And both of them very likely could have lost in week 1 and snuck out a win. So they're both kind of coming off of iffy games. Now they have a chance to beat up on each other. What do you guys think? Which way are you guys leaning? Bills, Dolphins?
I think the block is hot on Tyreek Hill, getting arrested before the game.
is.
The sideline is hot for the Bills, and they're both teams are in the hot seat after their performances week 1. I think you got to lean with the home team here that's got the cooler sideline and has people breaking out of chains before the game to come in there and score touchdowns. So,
150.
I
and a
mean,
tutty.
tough to beat. Tough to beat when you're putting up numbers like that.
It's a new flu game. The arrest
The
game.
arrest game.
Scotty comes out and fires 66 the day he's arrested, and Tyreek Hill gets detained and scores an 80-yard touchdown.
So tell all of Kansas City Police Department, do not arrest Joe Burrow before the game on Sunday. We don't need him to have an arrest game in week 2. So, but with that being said, you got to go with the hot team right now, and that's going to be the Dolphins.
Okay. I think Josh Allen's going to come in here and have something to prove. They've lost the last few years to the Dolphins in division games that they needed to win. And I think he's going to come in and do the same thing he did in the Arizona game, and that is take control of the game with his legs, take it into his own hands. I'm going with the Bills. I still don't 100% believe in the Dolphins yet. I haven't seen enough out of them. I know they have the individual players and the star power, and they can make big plays and score fast, but I'm still not 100% sold on Tua, not 100% sold that they're going to be a team to be reckoned with any more than they have been in the past.
Fair. I think I like Miami, though, being at home.
Fair.
2.5
They play a lot better at home.
Yeah, 2.5 points. You know, like you said, it's going to be 120 degrees for Buffalo on their side, probably. I mean, granted, it's a Thursday night game, so you get a little bit of reprieve. But if Buffalo were at home, if Miami were playing at Buffalo, I'd go with Buffalo. But
That home field advantage means that much.
I think just, in the heat, being in, this part of this time of the year, I think it's going to play into it, absolutely, especially being a short week. Yep, I'd take Miami to win this game.
Fair.
Bills
Good.
Mafia came and jumped through tables. The tables are melting in the parking lot at that
That's right.
point, so
That's right.
nothing for them to jump through.
No,
And that's a big loss.
it is.
I would agree with you, Adam. I think the home field advantage does play a big part. I think especially early in the season, I think the fans are all bought in. Nothing. I mean, they have nothing negative has happened yet for the Dolphins. Really, I mean, I do think that the home field advantage is gonna be a big part of their success. I think the fans are still bought in. Like I said, nothing's happened, so I'm gonna go with Miami as well.
I don't see the Bills stopping that offense. I just don't see it happening. I think there's too much firepower there. Josh Allen needs to be careful. I saw him get helicoptered up in the air at the goal line. We don't want that kind of stuff.
That's
Don't
putting
want
your
it.
body on the line to
But
score a touchdown.
Not a franchise quarterback. No, I don't like it. So
Wait, hold on.
Dolphins
So
out.
CMC is a fraud, and Josh Allen is not a franchise quarterback.
no.
Are we going 2 for 2?
I'm saying
No,
you
he's-
don't want our franchise quarterback to be taking helicopter spins
Oh,
to get into the
ooh.
end zone.
I
But going back-
I was
Yeah,
reaching.
no.
Going back to what Logan was saying, though, I think Josh Allen has to try and take over the game if they want to win. If they have just the slightest chance of winning, he's going to have to do that. So he is going to have to put his body on the line in situations like that when it matters.
Mm-hmm.
It only takes
Yeah, he
one big
does.
hit.
He's a big guy.
He is.
He's run
He
that
is.
way forever, and that's the same thing that I've said about Lamar and him. It's like they're not going to last in the league, but then they just do.
Yeah.
Like Lamar hasn't gotten hurt yet, like seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So
You know who was taking some shots last night? It was Debo. I don't know if you guys watched that game. He was getting smoked.
Him and Jaden Daniels, his helmet popped off like 7 times during their game. I'm like, sir, how many times does it have to pop off of you getting your helmet ripped off?
Was he
Just tighten the chin strap.
just
pull
or
it,
was
just
he,
a tad.
was he,
Click-
was
two
he
clicks
just
and you're
rolling one
good.
snapped?
Oh
One
no, they're
snapped?
both
They
snapped,
had
but they're
the-
both
okay.
hanging down.
yeah,
Yeah.
What are we doing?
doesn't like the pressure against his chin there. I don't know.
Probably should let
that
his helmet
sounded
stay
a
on.
little
Pause.
Producer, you're gonna have to edit that.
Yeah,
out there.
that may need to be edited.
Hey, we didn't
out.
say this was family friendly. So
No.
That just sounded weird.
All right, on to the next. Big game in Kansas City again. Maybe a little less scary of a matchup after watching the Bengals in week 1, but Bengals Chiefs. What do you think, Darby?
I got to go with the Chiefs. I know the Bengals have our number, but I'm with you. I don't think they didn't show much last week. I think Joe Burrow played like shit. He didn't have the best game. I don't know if his wrist is bothering him or not, but I know he got me 8 points in fantasy, which wasn't very happy about. Yeah, I got to go with the Chiefs home team.
Dalton?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything out of the Bengals to make me think that they'll even come close to winning. So I'd take the Chiefs -6.5 at home all day.
Yeah, I got to go with the Chiefs too. Not just a homer pick. I think that Cincinnati is probably a few more losses away from being in kind of a, is this really what we thought it was mode, if they're not already, and starting to reevaluate things. I mean, Jamar Chase even played, and they lost. T. Higgins was out. I don't think he makes that big of a difference.
He's not playing this week either, so
He's not. It just looked like they're not in sync, and they're not. I don't know. The preseason thing. I think you have something there, and are kind of spot on with them just not having enough like live time under their belt. And if you look at Joe Burrow, he's historically started off season slow since his first season in the league.
Yeah.
So coming off of injury, not playing any in the preseason, having receivers out, having your number one receiver not happy about his contract situation. I just think it's a recipe for disaster. And I don't even think the motivation of coming into Kansas City and having the opportunity to beat the Chiefs is enough to fire them up. I think if they win, the only way they do is if the Chiefs beat themselves. And I don't see that happening with the Chiefs team right now. So,
Yeah, I think it's the only shot that Cincinnati has is if the Chiefs have one of those weird games that they just lose for no reason. You know, like last year when they just losing,
which they tend to do in the first couple weeks.
Yeah, just for no reason
Yeah.
whatsoever. Clearly the better team, but you know, I have to say Cincinnati, in a word, stinks. They're not very good. I watched the entire game. It's not good. The Chiefs shouldn't have an issue, even if they play a terrible game. There's just so much more talent on that side. Cincinnati's in trouble. It ain't gonna be fun. It isn't gonna be good.
I think the Chiefs' offense looked good last week too.
Really
even
good.
without Travis Kelce really having to do anything. Everybody wants to talk about Travis Kelce, you know, the star of the offense. I think he had 2 catches, you know, one on third down that was pretty big, but other than that, I mean, for them to win how they did and perform on offense without him doing anything was pretty cool to see.
yeah, I mean, they couldn't stop Rashee Rice, so why would we stop throwing the ball to him?
I mean,
Yeah.
slant after just
Yeah.
let him run slants every single down. I'm fine with that. I would love to go against the grain here. I will say I do think that you're going to see a more focused and dialed Bengals team than we saw in week 1. There's just something
Can't get worse.
True. But there's something about that team, and they know when we're going to play Kansas City, we turn it on. I would say it's very similar to when the Raiders go to play Kansas City. They put it into a different gear because they know that's a game that's a little more than just another week in the NFL to them. So I think the Bengals will show up for that game. But at the same time, like you said, with his new haircut, Joe Burrow looks like he's trying out for NSYNC, but that offense is not NSYNC. And I think that they're going to sputter just like they did in week 1. So I think it'll be a little bit more competitive of a team this week, but there's no chance I see them being within 10 points.
All right, we're all on the Chiefs. I don't think you can, just like we talked about in the preseason with Super Bowl picks, who's going to beat them? Just like we talked about with Georgia in college football. Until someone does it when it matters, you can't go against them. So. Bucks Lions, last pick of the week from us. This one's in Detroit. I would be a little bit more inclined to take a flyer on the Bucks if it was in Tampa. Jared Goff didn't play great against the Rams. I also think the Rams are better than people think this year, and they're going to have something there. I have them as a wild card team again. And then I think the Bucs are going to win their division too, and I think that's a good system they have. They have some good pieces in place. I think just from a home field advantage aspect there in the Dome, not having to travel and kind of wanting to polish up things from last week. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, we saw do nothing, but Jamison Williams did everything. I mean, they have tons of star power there. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs both looked really good. So I think the offense gets in sync, and I'm going to go with the Lions to start off.
Hey, Alex, I just noticed something. Who did the Bucs quarterback Baker Mayfield play for before he was with the Bucs?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
And how many touchdown passes did he throw in week 1, and how many did
4?
the Browns' current quarterback
Listen, they
throw?
just signed Kadarius Toney, all right? They're going to be fine, guys. Browns bounce back.
I couldn't remember who. We're just going back to the CT case of the week and just what they gave up for Deshaun Watson. I just want to keep rubbing that in. It just feels good.
The worst part about it is that when we picked Pat Mahomes for Kansas City, I truly was mad and thought, why didn't we pick Deshaun Watson?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, dodged a bullet on that one.
Bullet dodge. Good thing Brett Veach
Lot
didn't
of,
call me
who
and ask
knows,
for
maybe
mine.
lot of,
he would have liked
mixed-
Kansas City better than Houston, and he wouldn't have been doing.
Well, a lot of massage
At least you
therapists
weren't live
dodged a
streaming
bullet
it like that
by,
one
here in Kansas City.
We've all seen the viral video of the guy that live streamed himself after the Mahomes pick.
He dropped.
Yes.
Oh, what did we do?
Yeah.
Right.
We're never gonna win a Super Bowl.
We did dodge we didn't have a good enough pick, but Mitch Trubisky,
Oof,
Yeah.
Deshaun
goodness.
Watson. We got it right that time.
we did.
And
Absolutely.
They continue to get it right. One thing, going back to the Chiefs real quick. I mean, Kingsley Sumamatiia, he had a couple pressures. I think he allowed a sack technically on paper, but for a rookie left tackle starting his first game in the NFL, I thought he looked pretty good. I think they might have found something there, and I think that there's a good chance that we could be talking about looking at him to be the left tackle for Pat Mahomes for the next 3-4 years, pretty steady and consistently. And that's one of the things, like talking about, Andrew Berry. When your franchise has a guy like that that's just not making the right picks, it just puts it in perspective for me as a Chiefs fan, how thankful I am for Brett Veach, Coach Reed, all of them, that just continue to get it right.
You guys keep hitting every single time. Even those late picks, you're hitting on them.
I think the late ones are the ones. I think the late ones are the ones that we hit on the most.
Isaiah Pacheco. I mean,
Jerry
what?
Sneed.
Yeah.
Man.
Receivers are probably the one position so far that we have.
still going with Detroit
Okay.
to win at home.
So I love how we took Bucks Detroit to take a shot back at the Browns once again.
Well, yeah, that's all.
Okay.
I mean, we just, it just came up, and I'm like, oh yeah, Baker Mayfield. I remember him.
All right. Well, for my pick, we will see the Patriots in the first 5 picks this year for the NFL draft. And
That's the plan.
with that being said, I will take Detroit to win that game.
Yeah. I would like to take the Bucks just based off of Baker Mayfield's performance last year. I told you guys earlier in the podcast I thought Baker Mayfield was going to get it done this year. I thought he looked pretty good. They were playing the Commanders, so I'm not going to get too crazy on it. But I do agree with Logan. I think there's too much star power on the Lions. I think this week we do see Amon-Ra play a little bigger of a role on offense, and I think they get it done.
I'm excited for this game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think there's going to be fireworks up there in Detroit. But
In the Dome?
In the Dome.
Whoa.
They're gonna be going right
They're gonna be
through the roof, baby.
blowing the roof off.
Yeah, Ford Field.
Fire hazard. Here we go.
I just don't see the Bucks doing it. I don't see him outlasting the Lions, so I'm gonna have to pick the Lions.
Sink the ship.
I'll take the over 49 points. I'll hit that.
There you go.
And that's going to be a good game to watch too. The Chiefs play at 3:25, so we'll be watching probably Red Zone before then. Get to see all the action. That might even be one to just flip it on that game.
What about an underdog? We didn't talk about an underdog pick this week.
Ooh.
Make some
NFL?
money for the fans.
Yeah, let's do it.
Don't think, just go.
Is Green Bay favored?
How about the Rams
They can't
being?
be.
They can't be favored without love.
Green Bay is plus 3.5.
Okay.
How about the Rams being plus 1.5 in Arizona?
Yeah,
I looked at that.
That's
I was
surprising.
like, whoa. Really?
it's kind of like Dallas being underdogs with Cleveland last week. I mean, that was one I think both you and I Adam hit
Yep.
on.
Absolutely.
Through the freaking kitchen sink at that one.
I don't know. I'm circling that Ram. I think the Rams are gonna put a hurt on Arizona. I think Arizona's not great.
So they're plus 1.5, minus 112, and then money line they're even money plus 100.
Right.
So they're giving the Cardinals a few points. I bet we see that move closer to even. Honestly, I would take the plus 100 though on the money line.
Absolutely.
Rams. That's a good underdog. I already took them Buffalo. Plus 114. If I had to take one, obviously I said that I think they're going to win the game. So it's a good underdog for me.
There you go. You could do a little underdog parlay.
Yeah, we could.
There you go.
Who did we say Green Bay's quarterback was? Who's their backup?
Malik
Willis.
He's a running back. In case you didn't know.
He also lost the job to Will Levis.
Yeah.
Who
We
also
saw that.
lost his team the game.
Yeah, we
This
saw
past
that.
week. A lot of losses
week.
here.
Yeah. Yep.
I think the Titans OC said in his press conference, if we would have just punted the ball on first down every time, we probably would have won. Did you guys see
I
that?
did not.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the picture? If not, you guys got to see it. It said the guy posted it and he said this is literally the best sports picture I've ever seen. It's Will Levis, literally the defender who picked off the ball is running by him and he's on his hands and knees
Cobra.
like this.
Cobra.
And all you can see is Will Levis and the dude just running by him with the ball.
Ooh, bad
It's
break.
hilarious.
He totally just tried to heave that thing out of bounds. It just did not get it there. That was bad.
So
You're not bullish on the Patriots again?
I was thinking that just for Adam, I was gonna choose him as my underdog.
Going with the Pats at home.
I think so. Adam.
I appreciate the love. I
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really
what?
don't want them
I
to
know
win.
you don't want him to win. That's why I want them to win.
I appreciate it, buddy. But yeah, I mean, we're really pushing for worst record in the NFL, man. Like, I don't know what we're doing.
I'll hit
What
it.
we're doing. I mean, gosh, dang it.
I can't follow that one up. I picked Seattle's coach to be my coach of the year, so I gotta hope that they win.
There you go. As
That's
they
fair.
should.
Oh shoot.
I'd say Rams Cardinals. The fact that the Rams are the underdogs there, I feel really good about them taking that win.
The Browns are underdogs, right?
I feel really good about the Rams.
The Browns.
versus the
Yeah. So the
Cardinals.
Rams. Yeah.
But here's
So about
here's
those
the thing,
Rams.
though. Here's the thing, though. Let's say Deshaun Watson gets arrested, and then he posts bail before the game this weekend.
Ooh, arrest game.
Is this Deshaun Watson's arrest game? And he
They'd probably
comes
win the
back,
Super Bowl.
puts up 350 and 3 tutties.
I think the arrest has to be for something like petty. It can't be for something like
He should have had his arrest
Michael
game a long
If he gets
time ago.
arrested, they're
then.
definitely winning the Super Bowl.
Michael Vick can't get
sure.
arrested for fighting dogs and then go play the game.
Well, because
have an arrest
Leavenworth
game.
didn't let
'Cause
him
you're going to
out. But
prison now.
I'm saying if he gets if he gets arrested post bail, could this be Deshaun Watson's arrest game? And he comes out here, hair on fire.
I'm going to go with no. Based on talent.
Talent doesn't override the arrest game.
I think it does. Tyreek was voted the best receiver in the league, and Scotty Scheffler's the number 1 golfer in the world.
Don't,
Right.
He was
don't-
voted the
don't
best
underestimate power of the
player.
arrest
The
game.
best player.
Player in the league, not
Yeah.
not just receiver, player. In the
Deshaun's
league.
not even in the top 20 of quarterbacks in the league. And no, it's not going to. No.
Is he a top 32 quarterback in the league?
Pat
You
Mahomes,
think?
Pat
Valid
Mahomes'
point.
little brother gets arrested. He goes out, wins a Super Bowl. Arrest game.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if Deshaun Watson's a top 32 quarterback in the league.
Didn't look like it last week.
Guys,
I saw
arrest
something
game.
too. Deshaun Watson would be Daniel Jones if he couldn't run. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing? What else we got here? Falcons Eagles on Monday Night Football. Texans Bears on Sunday Night Football. Yeah, I'm taking Eagles and Texans there. Steelers Broncos. That's a trash can game of the week.
Justin Fields getting the start again.
But here's the thing, though. Bad
looked
games like that are
okay.
sometimes really fun
That's-
to watch.
That's
They
what I
didn't
said.
Score a touchdown.
Who you talking about?
They didn't. The Steelers. Their defense looks great.
That's
give
all
them
that matters.
That
That's
is,
all that
yeah.
matters. Justin Fields just can't lose the game. Just don't lose it. Be a game manager.
Yeah.
Run the ball. Run the clock.
And
Get in
he
the field
played
goal
well
position.
enough
That's it.
to win the game,
That's it.
which I think, like I said, I think he played well enough to start this week. And if Russ comes back next week, we'll see how this week goes. But I think Justin Fields might be the quarterback.
Mike Tomlin's going to hit 9 wins again. It's going to happen.
We'll see. I am just
Death,
happy.
taxes, and 9 wins for him.
That's right.
I'm just happy that someone else lost to the Steelers with them only scoring 6 field goals and 18 points. It wasn't in the playoffs like the Chiefs did, but it did happen again. So now we can laugh at Atlanta, not Alex Smith's KC Chiefs.
You said 6 field goals. Are you talking about Jake Moody? Because
Shut your face.
the absolute Hall of Fame performance from that man,
Oh.
6 for 6.
This Jake Moody right here that you drafted in our fantasy league.
Whoa! I did draft Jake Moody. Huh?
And who did you play this week?
Was it Adam? I think it was Adam. It was a pretty close game up until the end.
Yeah, you two can go fuck off. The fact that your kicker set a record for the 49ers for most field goals made in a game.
That's a hell of a way to start
Hell
the
of a
season.
pick, baby.
Hell of a way.
Hell of a hey,
Should've
hey,
picked
let's
him
give a
first
round of
in the
applause.
okay.
Hell of a pick.
Time out here. Adam, you lost by 22 points.
That's right.
Even if Jake Moody would have only had 5 points, you would have lost.
I know, but it sounds better though if I can say that Jake Moody said.
Dude, hey, I'm with you. You lost to the kicker.
He said, "Don't let the
Kicker.
details ruin the story."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Logan. Hey, when you get above triple digits in points, we can talk about it.
Ooh.
We can talk about
Hey,
it.
don't
Shots fired.
take
Hey,
your
easy,
anger
yeah.
out on everybody else. You're lashing out.
Yeah, I'm not doing hot. I will say, Adam and I got a trade cooked up. We'll see
That's right.
if anybody votes against it in the league. He is going to give me Cooper Kupp and his number 1 running back
Wait, what?
for Puka Nakua.
He
Uh,
said,
so
"Wait,
that-
what?"
That's what we
He's like,
agreed
"Do
on.
I know
right?
about this trade?"
That's no.
No, for real though. Cooper Kupp or
No.
Jamison Williams.
No, I have both of
Oh,
those guys.
Oh yeah,
He
J-Mo.
said,
What?
"I'm not trading
Now-
Cooper
now I
Kupp.
confused
I'm
myself.
not trading
Puka.
Jake Moody."
Puka,
Right.
Puka, not Cooper. Puka for Jamison Williams, and then I'm throwing in Alexander Madison
That's
too.
right. So I'm taking a flyer on Puka because he's going to be hurt for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
And then after that, he's going to be hurt again.
I've got plenty of wide
Shut up,
receivers.
Darby.
I got plenty of wide receivers, and I kind of feel
And I
feel
don't.
for my boy Logan over here.
My receivers are Marvin Harrison Jr. and Keenan Allen right now.
Yeah.
Dude,
How
you
many
literally-
points did you get?
80 something. I got more than Dalton.
Was it before
We
or
could just
after?
keep going down
Before or
the
after the
line.
draft, you were like, I don't know if I'm going to take Nakua. He's got to get hurt. And then you drafted him.
And then he got hurt.
With your
I have
second-
him in
with your
3
second pick.
freaking leagues, dude.
Yeah,
4.6 points out of your top 3 draft picks is, I mean, that's not a recipe for success ever. So
Yeah, thank you.
I'm just
going
gonna count that as an off week. McCaffrey will be back hopefully next week.
Yeah.
You know, we'll put up 130.
If this is-
Hey, Aaron Jones seems to have been a solid pick.
Yeah.
The Vikings actually looked pretty freaking good.
We just need Caffrey to play. That's all he has to do. All he has to do is play.
But your other players played, and they got you 4.
You know, it's just an off week. That's how we're gonna spin it. It just happened. Don't worry about it.
You win some, you lose some.
Atlanta was playing Pittsburgh's defense, so maybe you give Drake London another shot. Kyle Pitts got a touchdown.
Really? Was the second one of his 4-year career so
Yes,
far?
It was.
All
Actually.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It was.
Had high hopes for that guy.
Then Bajan got more than 11 touches, so
Tides are turning.
maybe. All right. Any last hot takes before we wrap this shit show up?
Is Jake Moody making a run for MVP?
I'd say he's the week 1 MVP, especially at fantasy.
I mean, that's tough to beat. I mean, he put up 20 of his team's 32 points.
So is Jake Moody, another segment we're going to bring in is who's on the bus, who's off the bus. Jake Moody's got to be getting on the bus, right?
Jake Moody's on the bus. CMC
CMC
off the bus.
I don't know if you can say CMC's off the bus.
He's-
Puka is off the
He's
bus.
on,
for
listen.
sure.
He's in the
Aaron
hot seat.
Rodgers off the bus?
He's in the
I
hot
don't think
seat. for
Aaron
the
Rodgers
fraud
was
alert.
ever on the bus.
Caleb Williams, is he almost out the door?
He
is
was
he-
never on the bus either.
I think we're all driving different buses here.
I think the Jets defense is off the bus. Get him off the bus.
We need to take a collective vote on who's on and off the bus here because some of these names.
Jake Moody has to be on the bus.
Jake Moody.
I mean, yeah, sure. Why not?
He's driving the bus at this point.
Tyreek Till is not driving the bus because we don't want to get pulled over.
No.
All right. Well, everybody good? Any more?
Marvin Harrison Jr. may be off the bus.
He's in the hot seat.
He's
Yeah,
definitely-
The bus driver called him.
He's
won't
in,
sit
he's in the
front.
airbag seat.
That's
We're
not up to
about
him,
hit the
though.
button.
You got to
What?
get the man the ball.
He was wide open for a touchdown.
Yeah,
to win
3
the game.
targets. He only had 3 targets. Caught 1.
Dude, Kyler Murray can't freaking see him.
No, it's like
Can't see over his line.
We don't height shame.
It's like
Here.
Bryce Young.
We don't height shame.
oh, but, God,
Bryce
yeah,
Young.
Oh,
Bryce
yeah.
Young.
Oh, we
God.
have to eliminate. We have to eliminate a team from the playoffs this year
each week.
each week.
Each week.
And
So.
I think it's got to be unanimous, right? This week,
Yeah, without a question.
I mean,
the
if it-
Browns.
Panthers.
Just kidding.
I'll go with Panthers for sure.
All right,
It
it
I'll
has to
vote
be
Panthers.
Carolina.
It's got to be Carolina. We'll eliminate Carolina from the playoffs this week.
Yep. Congratulations.
Carolina.
Suck.
Yep.
You might have gotten it more wrong than the Browns. Probably not because you didn't pay the guy crazy amount of money. Come be your
Guaranteed
shitty
money.
quarterback.
You
And
got a
you could
guarantee
you can
signing
try
bonus.
again.
That's fat.
This sounds like a week 1 overreaction, guys. Let's give him time.
So
No, it's
he-
not.
here's a hot question for you. If Carolina has the first pick, are they taking Shedeur Sanders #1 overall?
No.
And
No.
will Dion let him go there?
No,
No to
he's-
both.
He's not going to be the top-rated quarterback.
Who will be?
Not him.
Carson Beck?
When
Do
Ewers.
they go Travis Hunter?
I don't think they don't have. There's not a guy out
They
there
need
right
a
now
freaking
that
person to throw the football.
they don't. There's not a.
I like Quinn Ewers.
I think Quinn Ewers has looked the best out of any quarterback so far.
You think?
He's looked pretty good. Carson Beck looks solid too. I mean, but he's also in the Georgia system, so
Right.
that's another one that's. Is
Stetson
Is
Bennett looked
Milrow going to the draft?
I don't know.
Someone's going to take
Someone's going to take
a
him.
shot on
Yeah.
Milrow. What? Yeah.
Everybody,
Watch Carolina,
everybody likes an Alabama quarterback.
Bryce Young, and then
Mac Jones.
Jalen Milrow.
Mac Jones,
Mac
baby.
Jones, yeah.
That photo of him is gonna forever live in a shrine of them.
The shirtless
The
celebration.
shirtless celebration. That with the Pat Mahomes shirtless celebration.
Yeah.
Guys, we gotta come together as men and just know if we want to do a shirtless celebration or not. Because some of those photos live forever.
Yeah. I think we'd look better than Mac Jones.
I'd agree.
I don't know about Pat Mahomes. I mean, he's still Pat Mahomes, but
And so,
Mac Jones just looked like a chubby 13-year-old boy. All right. That has been the Vertz podcast. Drop a comment about what you want to hear from us. If you're still listening, also thank you. So we will be back next week. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.